Can you hear me okay, George? Now, let's have it, Steve. What about this monster story of yours?
Well, it's big and terrible. More frightening than I ever thought possible.
You realize your story's front page all over the country. We want to know what's being done about this monster.
Well, here's your headline.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Wrestling POV, episode number 10. We made it to double digits, finally. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with Ron Deuce.
How goes the people?
And the third wheel, Rick Serrano the third.
Hey, people.
All right, we got lots to talk about. We got one more Raw before WrestleMania. So before we go on to that, let's kick it over to Rick for the news.
All right, people. This week in the news, we have a couple of birthdays. We have AJ Lee turns 29.
Nice.
Happy
nice.
birthday, AJ.
Yeah.
That's young. I didn't think she was that young.
Then we have Alberto Del Rio. He turns 39 years old.
Wow.
We also have Christopher Daniels, former TNA superstar.
Right.
He turns 45.
Wow.
And he's currently with
Ring of Honor?
Yes. He's still tag teaming with Kazarian.
Now, is he still doing that gimmick? The what was it? The
Fallen Angel?
Fallen Angel gimmick?
No,
Yeah.
he's doing the gimmick he was doing with Kazarian, right?
Yeah.
Sweet deal.
Now
Too
we
old to
have,
be in WWE, though.
He'll be there. one day.
He's too old. He's too.
Yeah.
WWE ain't gonna take him. Not at 45. No way. He's not a Kurt Angle or anybody like that. You know, he's. I don't think he's ever been in WWE. Has he?
Yes, he has.
He has one.
I think he had back in the days when AJ Styles had his matches on not Lapwire, but Sunday Night Heat.
Sunday Night Heat.
I think he was there too, just as they were in WCW as well.
Huh.
Wow.
I never knew that.
Me either.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
I just think it's over for him. So.
Epico turns 34 from Los Matadores.
Wow. Nice.
I wish to see them again. Hopefully they do something quickly.
Yeah, they're supposedly supposed to have a whole new gimmick change now. So we'll see what they come up with.
The former WWE superstar Evan Bourne turns 33.
Nice.
And he's currently with Ring of Honor and with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And
He was a good wrestler. I liked him.
Yeah,
I just think they misused him though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very much so.
Got a couple more. Jack Swagger, the All-American American, turned 34.
Nice. That's a lot of birthdays this week.
Oh, yeah. Still got 3 more.
Oh wow.
How much time do you have for this segment?
Lana turns 31.
Lana?
Lana, yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
And now 2 of the big ones right here.
Okay.
The Undertaker turns 51 years old.
He still looks in
51.
phenomenal shape. Wow.
He's still big.
And the last one, the Icon Sting, turns 57.
That's right. Yeah, he had a birthday.
57 years old.
He did have a birthday this week. I forgot. I saw it, but I just never, I was like, oh wow, it's his birthday. All right, cool.
And speaking of Sting, Sting says his neck is okay and that he isn't officially retired after TMZ said he was. Sting also said for WrestleMania 32 he wanted to fight Taker and that would have been his last match, which makes me believe that he will officially retire at the Hall of Fame induction.
You think so?
I think so. I think there's nothing left for him.
All right, I got something for later, but go ahead.
All right. I'm just reporting the news.
I know. All right, go ahead. What else you got?
During main event, Naomi was fighting Paige, and after that match, it seems we have a new stable formed with Summer Rae, Lana, Naomi, Tamina, and now brought back up from NXT, Emma.
Nice.
And it seems like they're going to have a Mania moment.
Now, did you catch what the new stable's name is?
No, they haven't said anything about a name
Because
yet.
I saw they posted a picture up, like of all of them in the back, and they were wearing the T-shirt of the new name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I wish I'd screenshot it. I don't remember what it was. It is definitely a new stable.
Yeah, and they're going after the Total Divas.
Really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
they're short. they're short one diva, so we may see a return of somebody because it's Brie, Alicia Fox, Natalia, and Paige, and they're still one short. So we're gonna see a 5-on-5.
It's either gonna be Eva Marie or Cameron.
Oh.
But Cameron's been, really hitting the gym hard. She's been in the ring a lot too. So.
All right, we got Hulk Hogan wins his lawsuit against Gawker in the price range of $115 million.
Good.
Now,
he can buy TNA now.
he can buy a couple of TNAs. But Hogan now wants to be back in the WWE, and that'll be up to Vince McMahon. And I believe Hogan needs to do some work before being let back in. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Hogan should be let back in for Mania?
No.
I want to see him back in. But
I don't know. I mean, do you think Paula Dean should have her show back? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No.
I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, none of us was there to really know what happened. You know what I'm saying? He could have been saying it because he was around them and they were fine with it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can't really say yes and I can't really say no. It's just, like I said, it depends on the situation. We all don't know what happened, It's just for some reason brought up and, they took him out of the didn't they take him out of the Hall of Fame alumni thingy?
Yeah,
they did, right?
They sure did.
Yeah, so
just like with Snuka.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's just he's probably one of the biggest icons ever. He's on that list, obviously. So they either have to come to some kind of agreement, or I mean, I don't know. I'm up in the air about it, to be honest. I said no in the beginning, but I just think right now I'm up in the air because of we don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened. So, what else you got?
All right, Roman Reigns made a statement saying, if you're riding with me, it's going to be a good ride. If you're going against me, we're sorry for what's going to happen next.
When he say this?
He said this a couple of days ago in an interview, and that scares me, because that means it seems like he's going to win.
No, actually, there was, I don't know if you know this or not, but I guess Rikishi, because it was Jim Morrison. He's Johnny Mundo.
Johnny Mundo.
He's Johnny Mundo now in Lucha Underground. Was making comments about Roman Reigns, saying that when he learns how to wrestle or something like that, I'll fight him. But then Rikishi, of course, took offense to it and said something on Twitter about, when give him a call when you start headlining a WrestleMania.
Oh, man.
Or have been champion or something like that. I was just like, wow.
Low blow, Rikishi, low blow.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But
some TNA news, Eric Young and Bobby Roode have left after 12 years in TNA.
I heard about that, too. Now, are they officially free agents, or?
Yeah, yes, and Eric Young is so excited. He's blowing up Twitter with how excited he is to be a free agent.
Do you think they'll be in WWE?
I would hope so. I hope so. I think they're two of the best wrestlers we've had in the last 12 years.
In TNA.
On TNA, definitely, yeah. I think they make a NXT definitely for Eric Young.
To start off in NXT with them having that many years in?
I think Eric Young starts in NXT, and I think Rude can start in the main roster right away.
Oh, wow.
I think he has it all. I think he's the whole package to me.
All right, cool.
Speaking of TNA, remember those drug ads with this is your brain and this is your brain on drugs?
Yeah.
Well, Jeff Hardy will donate his brain to science.
Because of the whole concussion thing, right?
Yeah, CTE research. I respect that. I think it's a great move on his part.
What's that other wrestler that I think didn't he win Tough Enough or something like that? And he got he left wrestling because he wanted to pursue more into it. What was his name? Chris Nowinski.
Oh, he founded the brain research.
Yeah, he's in charge of that. You know that, right?
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, Chris Nowinski. He left WWE because of that. There was, the whole. Right? I think not only his, but
Benoit's as well.
Benoit's, and then a whole host of others that's been having that problem. He's been really dedicated into looking into it and spreading the word around about it. And he's one of the other persons, too, that, he's going to donate his brain also.
And Jeff Hardy, he said he's doing it because Kevin Nash and RVD convinced him, like, they're wanting to do it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Good. I mean, I don't know how much they're gonna know off of a brain, but that's why they're scientists.
Yeah.
I don't know.
WrestleMania news. The USA Network will premiere live WrestleMania kickoff at 6 p.m. and it will include the 20-man Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Really? On TV?
On TV, so I'm not expecting much.
That's I really don't know what to say to that.
It's different.
Yeah, it should be, on the pay-per-view where it was meant to be.
They got to promote it any way they can. So
yeah, but you could have put the U.S. title match then. Like, I prefer that. I'd rather see the Memorial Battle Royal on the network.
Really?
Yeah. At least on the network. Yeah, I can go with that.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that too. I mean, they could have done just not do it. Period. I mean, I don't know what seriously. I don't know what's the sense of doing it for. For what?
The Andre the Battle?
No, just posting some, having some of the WrestleMania on TV. They've never done that before.
No, not really.
So why are they going to do that now? Keep it to where I know. Now, is the Hall of Fame going to be on TV, or is it just exclusively on the network?
Now, the Hall of Fame is going to be on the network, but in a couple of weeks after, I think it's on April 7th, or like a week after, they're going to show the 1 hour edition of the Hall of Fame on USA.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they're also going to have SmackDown.
My dog didn't like that.
No, the dogs do not approve.
They did not like that at all.
SmackDown will be on, they'll have some live footage of WrestleMania on SmackDown, so they'll show like the arena and stuff like that.
Nice.
Speaking of WrestleMania,
no more.
Daniel Bryan will not be at WrestleMania Access as planned, and Daniel Bryan Appreciation Night in New York, New Jersey, and DC have been canceled due to Bryan requesting time off.
Yeah, they're saying that he's having like more health issues.
Yeah, and Brie Bella set to retire after WrestleMania because of that.
Yeah.
So that's a sad sign. To make light of a sad moment, HBK will replace Bryan at WrestleMania Access.
there you go.
Okay. His trainer.
Nice little payday for him, but oh well.
Speaking of cruiserweights, William.
You consider Shawn Michaels a cruiserweight?
No, Daniel Bryan.
Oh, Daniel Bryan. Okay.
William Regal announced at Evolve 56 in Queens that the WWE will be holding a global cruiserweight series. 32 cruiserweights from around the world will compete. Qualifying matches will take place all over the world, and the ones held in America will be on Evolve. And then the series will be on the network after NXT starting July 13th to September 14th, where they will crown a tournament champion. And I think this is amazing. I think it's a great idea.
It is. Did they say who's going to be involved in it or no?
There's no word on it yet. They just said people from around the world. So I'm guessing that's minus Ring of Honor, New Japan.
Yeah, actually, from what I heard was that they were in MSG this weekend, and they were starting the tournament then.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I heard.
Oh,
I could be wrong. I don't know. I heard something that they were at MSG this weekend, and they were starting the tournament there.
Wow.
So as like a taping, though, so to speak, and then they air it some other time. So I don't know. I wasn't there, so that's just what I heard. I mean, it could be true, could not be true. I'm not sure.
Well, for you lovebirds out there looking to get married, how about getting married by the newly ordained minister, Jake the Snake Roberts?
That's right.
Oh my God.
That's right.
Imagine
he finally
that.
did it.
Wow.
It's amazing.
You know, I remember before I got married, I was always saying I wanted to get married by Mean Gene Okerlund. And that didn't happen. But if I renew my vows, I'm giving you a call, Jake.
There you go. Yeah. Shoot, he's an ordained minister now. Might as well, right?
Yeah.
Shoot.
And before I finish up, I would like to apologize to American Alpha for my brain fart last week and forgetting their name.
We all had the brain farts about it. I wasn't sure who it was.
They are a great tag team, and I can't wait to see them on NXT TakeOver against the Revival for the titles.
Yeah, that's right. That's next Friday.
Yes, sir.
Next Friday at 10 o'clock at night. Why is it so late?
I don't now that's going to be 7 o'clock to them, but still.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but they normally they would adjust the times for it. They would have it earlier over there. So that way, it's around the same time we normally watch it here, So, I mean, I don't know. All right. Very good with the news. That's it?
Yes, sir.
Sweet deal. All right, so now with the rumors. All right, you mentioned a couple of them for me, so you kind of ruined that for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he took care of one of mine, too.
No, that's all right. Now, it's rumored that The Rock will be involved in the New Day's match against the League of Nations at Mania. They don't... Yeah, I said the same thing when I heard that. And it's only because that in the match that they're a man short, New Day.
Yeah.
So The Rock could be like the next guy to, even the score, so to speak. Now, the one thing I heard too is that now they changed it to where it's just going to be a brawl, right? Where the belts ain't going to be involved.
So it's like a Texas Tornado type match?
No, they just said a brawl. That's it.
No.
Yeah, they didn't say that it's a certain type of match or anything. They just said they're just going to fight. That's it. And the belts is not going to be on the line. So, I mean, that's just a rumor, too, though. Okay?
Yeah.
That could be wrong. But, I mean, to me, it's WrestleMania. All belts should be on the line.
Exactly.
I agree 100%.
So, anyway, it's possibility, like they said, they may scrap that idea and have The Rock get involved in the Undertaker and Shane match. That was the other possibility. Or even interfere in the Roman Reigns and Triple H match. So
Now, I may be the oddball here, but do you think that The Rock needs to separate himself? I feel like he's just too involved, and there's always hype. When they get stale, they bring The Rock back. And I'm just like, all right, we got to move past The Rock. I mean...
There were other guys.
True.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when The Rock's involved, he does whatever he wants anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, no, I hear what you're saying. But think about it this way. The day that Roman Reigns won the the Royal Rumble, and The Rock came out and, did his thing, and, he was in the middle of the ring with Roman Reigns. That didn't help Roman Reigns at all.
Not at all.
I'm sorry. He was being booed like crazy. And even The Rock was like, dude, you guys see me standing here, right? There's certain things that would work for The Rock, and there's obviously certain things that wouldn't work for The Rock. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with him at Mania. He hasn't, tweeted anything. He hasn't said anything about what he's going to do at Mania, so I don't know. But those were the possibilities of what he can do at Mania. So, but then even Goldberg's name came out too.
Really?
Yeah, it's being thrown around a lot lately too, and it's just not. It's been now more so than before, and they're saying that if Goldberg does get involved, that it would be during the Undertaker Shane match. Nothing else.
Wow.
So yeah, and Goldberg is looking into getting back to do another match or so. So.
Hey, why not?
He's still in shape. I don't know, how old is he?
48.
Is he 48?
Now? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he can still do it, I think. Depends on how they use him, though.
That is true.
They can't throw him out there and make him look foolish because that ain't gonna work.
I don't think they have to make him look foolish.
Yeah, that's true. So, all right. So, being that they want to have Bray Wyatt and Brock have a feud, and of course a lot of people was hoping that it would be Bray and versus Brock at Mania. They actually want it for later on in the year. The Wyatts may play a role in the Dean versus Brock Lesnar match, so they might interfere. They might I don't know, they might do something to make it so Dean will win, which makes sense, especially if they are going to do a Brock versus Bray for later on in the year. They might have it as a SummerSlam match, maybe.
But how many vignettes are we going to have then about Bray talking about Brock? It's getting crazy now.
Now, let me ask you a question, though. Lately it's been on Raw and it's been on SmackDown that he's been doing these little cryptic messages, too. Do you know what that's about?
I don't know, man. It's intriguing because I'm now I'm getting closer to the TV to hear every word he says about him being on his throne.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's interesting. I'm very interested in it. I don't know. I don't want to see him fight Brock. I wanted something special. Maybe with Triple H and Reigns or something. But I don't know.
With Bray?
Yeah, with Bray. Yeah.
Huh. To interfere in that?
In that match, I prefer that match than Ambrose.
Ambrose and Brock. Yeah, makes sense. But I don't know. We'll see what happens because I'm curious to know too about what these messages mean and stuff like that because I don't get it, to be honest. And You know, we've been hearing, seriously, I mean, we've been hearing too about Sister Abigail for how long now?
Yeah.
A year or so?
You know, yeah, and we haven't seen that. And there was a lot of rumors going around that we was supposed to see her and, you know, like Royal Rumble or the other major pay-per-view, Survivor Series and stuff like that. So, I don't know.
I think that would hurt the Wyatts.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, especially with what happened with Luke Harper, they got to do something.
Yeah, that's true.
They got to do something. So, all right, another rumor's going around, like you had stated earlier, about was that Brie Bella is going to retire after Mania. That she's going to do it on Raw. And that's because, you know, like we stated earlier, too, that Daniel Bryan is dealing with a lot of health issues. Don't know what health issues that is, but she is still going to be on Total Divas, so. You sound so thrilled. But, so, yeah, if you're a fan of Total Divas, or if you're a big fan of Brie, you're still going to see her on Total Divas, so. That was it. That was the one with Brie. Now, another thing, I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but Jacqueline, who's just been inducted into the Hall of Fame, she wants the Dudley Boys to induct her into the Hall of Fame.
Interesting choice.
So, yeah, I mean, it's
I get what
I'd never seen them have anything going on, you know what I'm saying? So why would she choose them?
I mean,
you know,
other than them being around during late attitude, ruthless aggression era.
Yeah, but they still had nothing to do with
right.
each other.
I don't think they ever had like interaction.
I don't get it. I don't know why. I mean, there's got to be some connection there too. But
I mean, did the Dudleys ever put PMS through tables?
I don't think so.
I think they might have.
Like maybe Terry, I think.
Really? Yeah, but I mean, even still though, there was still no chemistry, or they didn't do anything while she was wrestling. Still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't. I'd never seen it
Not
unless
that I
I
know
missed
of.
something. You know, it was just weird to me. I mean, I don't know how much of it is true though, but
We'll find
you
out.
know, yeah, we'll find out. I mean, it's just like freaking New Day is going to induct the
Yeah,
Freebirds.
let's not.
Did you hear about that?
Let's just not.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, I see why.
Yeah, because they're doing the Freebird rules.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's. I mean, the Von Erich dude, he could have been.
Yeah.
That would have
he
been
got
more.
dismissed.
Yeah,
That was just, no.
that definitely would have been more
Proper.
appropriate and proper for him to do it instead of New Day. You know,
Yeah.
and of course you know why. You know, it's because New Day still does the Freebird rules and all this other stuff. So, all right. So now Sting, because you talked about it earlier. Now it's rumored though that he is still going to face the Undertaker.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, with everything going on, that's why when you said that he was going to retire at the Hall of Fame, that's why I was like, oh, I didn't hear that. I heard that he still wants one more match against the Undertaker because, you know, that's a big fantasy match right there.
But then that means Taker wins against Shane.
You know, it depends on what happens, though. Depends on what happens in that match.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know what? Because another scenario could be Sting interferes in that match.
That's
That's a
something.
very good point.
You know, and then it can lead to next year's WrestleMania to
Right,
have Undertaker
right.
and Sting. Because then, I mean, come on, they're both that, you know, I mean, I'm surprised we saw the Undertaker as much as we did last year. Okay? Seriously. You know, because before that, it was what? Once a year at WrestleMania. You know, no, let me take it back.
Sometimes Survivor
you would
Series,
see
or-
him, you would see him generally after the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
You know, and that's only to build up all the way up to Mania. You know what I'm saying? So they can easily do that with Sting and Undertaker. You know, they can have them lay back a little bit and take their sweet time and, you know, then boost them back up in January. You know what I'm saying? So that was the other. So that's why when you said that, I was like, I don't know. They're saying that Sting can still wants to fight the Undertaker. So
He did say that it's, you know, his dream match. It was his dream goal, one last thing to do.
yeah, it was to fight the Undertaker. So I don't know. We might see that. So that's all the rumors I got. Now on to injuries.
Okay, we got a few bits of information here. We're going to start off with Bray Wyatt. As you know, it's been known that he has had a back injury, but he has been back to work recently.
Really?
Back doing some wrestling back in recent days. I mean, I don't know if he's doing any programs or not, if he's going to be back on TV anytime soon, but he is back in the ring with that.
In house shows or
I'm assuming like either house shows or training on the road,
okay.
stuff like that. Cesaro is rumored to be coming back soon and to be replacing Neville on the upcoming European tour after WrestleMania.
Wow.
So it'd be good to see him back. A little bit of variety there.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even touch that.
All right. No love for Cesaro, I guess, but go ahead.
Luke Harper was reported. He has reported to be a torn ACL.
Yeah.
You know, I just gotta say that pissed me off so much. I couldn't believe. Why would you have a dark match after Raw like that?
Yeah.
You're on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
that was just the added feature that they shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done it.
No, not at all. Well, and you guys both took care of the next one for me. Sorry.
No, I was going to say he's out for 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months, that's correct.
So they're saying that he might be back. No, he will be back by SummerSlam, so that's
good.
Yeah.
And well, you both took care of the Sting one for me. Like I heard Rick mention at the beginning. I'm like, all right. Then I heard you mention. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, and that's really all that's going on right now.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's WrestleMania week, and you know, going back to Luke Harper, that was something that they shouldn't have done. They should have just ended it the way they did. And that's it, because in the result, Braun Strowman got hit in the hit or something like that by a fan.
Punched him right in the face.
Yeah, so which is stupid, but that was dumb. the dumbest thing ever. All right, so now we're all wrapped up with that. Let's get on to the next segment. Underrated, overrated. This time around, we're doing a manager special.
Special, all right.
Manager special. So I got 2 with me right now. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. My first one is Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
The head man of the Dangerous Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to say Paul Heyman is overrated.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I
Why?
believe if this was 10 years ago, I would say underrated. But in the last 10 years, he's been saying the same thing about Brock Lesnar every single week.
Okay.
So I'm just done with it, and I just think it's just getting overhyped, overrated.
You know what? I agree with you on that. But go ahead, Ron. What do you think?
I agree. He's become a little automatonic with this, that Brock Lesnar is like a Brock Lesnar Suplex City thing. I agree with that, but I think he's underrated, honestly.
Okay.
He had a great run with the Dangerous Alliance, but after that, he kind of fizzled out and then started this great thing, with ECW.
Yeah, he had the ECW to take care of, and he wasn't really that much involved, except for just behind-the-scenes stuff. But
yeah, I think he was with Sabu and 911 for a short while as well.
Was he?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And with Eddie Gilbert as well.
So, all right. So now I'm the tiebreaker here. Rick, you said overrated. Ron, you say underrated.
Yes.
But that statement from you, Rick, made me change my mind because I was going to say underrated, but you're right. Now he's at the point now where he's getting too overrated, saying the same thing over and over and over again. Which you're right, and it's starting to sound too cliche-ish, I guess you can say, and. Because before, when I was originally, my thought process was that he was underrated because he is such a good worker on the mic that they could use that for somebody else. Not just Brock Lesnar. Have him be with not the Wyatts, but another heel team or something like that because he's really somebody who doesn't have really good mic skills like Roman Reigns, but. I'm not trying to. But it's true. His mic skills ain't that good. Yeah. But they should use him for that. It just doesn't seem like they are. But what the comment you made, Rick, was what that does make him overrated because he's saying the same stuff over and over. Even though he does come up with some really good stuff on the mic, but he always ends it with eat, sleep, conquer, repeat, or Suplex City and. I would have to.
Well, Tony, watch out for Rikishi now. He's probably going to tweet about you.
He can if he wants to. That's fine.
Nice Samoan SWAT team reference.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I say overrated. So, Paul Heyman is overrated. All right. Now, my next one is Captain Lou Albano.
Captain Lou. Mm-hmm.
Gotta love Captain Lou, man.
Captain Lou Albano.
I'm sorry to say, but besides Paul Heyman aside, he's probably one of the best speakers out there on the mic.
100% agree with that.
All right, so what do you guys think, Captain Lou Albano?
Underrated.
Underrated?
100% underrated.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he was a manager of I believe 18 tag team champion.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but later on, you know, it kind of became a little silly towards the end.
How, with who? With the Samoans?
No, towards the end of his career, but like with George Animal Steel, you know, with him becoming face.
That was his babyface run, that's why.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard to have Captain Lou play a role in as a babyface manager than a heel. He's awesome as a heels manager.
Oh, 100%.
Because he would go along with everything the Wild Samoans did. You know what I'm saying? So
he was even speaking their language to him. So.
Yeah.
I hope that was his language.
I was going to say, I think he made that up, so I'm not sure.
I wonder how many six-packs he had before that show.
I think he really made up that language. You know, and the Wild Samoans are just looking at him like, yeah, okay.
Okay,
sure.
say what you want, buddy.
All right, Rick, what do you think?
See, because I'm from the generation where I saw him as a babyface manager, so I'm going to have to say overrated because I don't know so much about him during his heel days. But from his babyface days, it was just like, okay, you have a rubber band on your face, George Animal Steel, stuff like that. I wasn't a really big fan. I know Captain Albino, all that stuff about
Captain Albino.
and that's about it. So I'm just going to say overrated because that's not my generation. I don't really know too much about him. Except for having a rubber band on his face and a nice beard.
All right, you know what? I do have to agree. I have to go overrated, and not just because of his babyface run. It's just because of the fact that, you know, he took over every time he managed somebody, a tag team, and there's, you know, 18 times. That's a lot of championships to be managing. But if you ever watch the videos, he always takes over the mic skills, you know, his promos and stuff. It was all about Lou Albano, but he was the master at it. You know, he always brought in that tag team. He made him look that much more badass, you know, and stuff like that. But you know, and I'm only saying, and taking the baby face run he had aside, I'm going off of the back in the day how he was, and his biggest tag team was the Wild Samoans. You know what I'm saying? And they just kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And to me, and there's nothing against Lou Albano, but to me, when they were starting to get really psycho, and you know, they started, you know, Alpha and Sika started bringing food into the ring, you know, and then Albano was doing it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, you know, where it seems like he had to one up the people he was managing. You know, nothing wrong, but it was because it was genius. It was gold, you know. But I have to say overrated. So he gets the overrated. All right, so who wants to go next? All right, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to go with the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart, I have to say he was overrated. And much like with Captain Lou Albano, he always, I mean, come on, he had a megaphone. So what's that tell you? He had to be heard. You know, he could have, you know, I mean, I know that was his gimmick, but I just think he should have just left it without it and be obnoxious like that, you know. But I don't know, I say overrated. So
I'm going to have to agree with you. And I love Jimmy Hart. I love everything he did. I love the costumes. He always had a suit for his tag team. He had a megaphone that matched. But it was just, all right, it's enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you're loud, we hear you and stuff. He was good on the mic, but I really wish you would hear more from his wrestlers. Like, I don't think he was as great as Lou Albino. I just have to say overrated. Just too much mouth from his out.
But I tell you this much, I do like the fact that on his megaphone, how he had it made into a mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was neat.
And that little piece in the middle was the tongue.
Yeah. I thought that was neat. So, all right. So he got overrated from me. He got overrated from Rick.
Unfortunately, also, he's going to get an overrated from me. Loved Jimmy Hart. Loved his work. Loved him with Dino Bravo. Loved him with Earthquake.
Legend right there.
That's another guy who should be in the Hall of Fame right there.
Dino Bravo.
You know, forget whatever happened. But unfortunately, he was too outlandish. The megaphone was awesome. It was great during the Hart Foundation. The Dino Bravo, I get it. But, you know, as you know, the years went on, it just became a little
too much.
A little too much. A little almost pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's great because it's a comedic act. Now it's a a nostalgia thing. But so I'm going to go with that as well.
Alrighty, sounds good. All right, who's your other one?
All right, we're going to go back to the NWA days. Mr. Number One, Paul Jones.
Paul Jones. Wow, that's going way back. I have to say, wow, I'm going to have to say overrated. I think he was just overrated
Right.
just because of the fact that he was another one too. I mean, I don't know. Is that like a manager's thing to take over the spotlight?
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm
He was
saying?
that
though?
outlandish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, I have to stick with overrated just because and that's weird how we have these picks so far where almost all the managers that we're picking they were trying to outshine the wrestlers itself. So I have to go with overrated.
All right. Now, Rick, before you answer, I understand that may be too far back for you.
Yes.
So, out of respect for that, I also had a backup pick for you just in case that was too far back.
Okay, good.
All right. Mr. Sonny Ono.
I'm gonna say to both of them, underrated. Because I don't know who they are. I'm so sorry, Sonny Ono. I heard of you. Paul Jones, I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say,
I even tried to be nice.
it is highly underrated. Highly.
Just trying to be different, right?
On to you, Ron.
Oh my god.
Okay, that was great.
That was
All right,
awesome.
Rick. Actually, it's on to you now.
Oh, but Ron didn't give his answer on Paul Jones.
Paul
Jones?
No, you said the same. Did you
Yeah,
say
since
overall?
I agree with Tony. I was overrated.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Coming to my era,
Oh wow.
I'm gonna have to say Bobby the Brain Heenan.
He to me. Oh wow.
The best there ever is.
He's another one though that
Outshined everybody.
Outshined everybody, but I think the way he did it was
Brilliant.
It was, and he did it to. Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one because I mean, so far everybody that we have said they always had to outshine the wrestlers, and that's what it seemed like. But Heenan was different, though. Heenan was more for the wrestlers, I guess. Man, that's a really, really tough one, man. All right, I have to go with underrated. For Heenan, I will have to say underrated. Only because they did use him right. They used him properly. I mean, when they put him and Gorilla,
Magic.
it was gold.
Oh my God.
It was gold. I'm sorry. And I don't think they overused him. I really don't. Even though he had those funny sketches and stuff like that, I don't think so. I have to say underrated.
I'm have to go with underrated myself. You know what? It's not just because I use his moniker as my name or anything like that. It's not favoritism, but I okay, maybe it is a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel that he could have done more in the sense that
As a manager or as in broadcasting?
Well, actually, you know what? Broadcasting. I think I'll go with that. He could have done more with broadcasting later on. Definitely. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, his contract ran out. He had to go to WCW or
Right.
retire there. I get that, but I think they could have used him a little bit more as time went on.
Right. All right. Cool. Well, Greg, what do you think?
For me,
That
I
was your
think
pick.
Bobby Heenan is underrated. I think
Go ahead.
like you said, he was just like these other guys we mentioned, Captain Rhino and Jimmy Hart. But the way he did it was just like it needed to be done. And Bobby Heenan, our commentary was amazing. But as a manager, he made you hate those teams.
Yeah.
While he's talking, you're looking at the back, and you see these guys jumping around behind him. They're believing every word he says.
That's true.
No,
That is true.
And it was just like, I just wish we had so much more. And we don't even hear about Bobby Heenan anymore. And that's what upsets me. And that's why I'm saying underrated. Because you don't even hear his name.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
All right, so unanimous, underrated. All right, who's your second one?
All right, my second pick. I know he had a stint as a manager back in the NWA days. But I'm going with Paul Bearer.
Oh, wow, Paul Bearer.
Paul Bearer, yes. Percival Pringle III, also in World Class Championship Wrestling.
Is that why you picked him? Because he was the third?
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw that.
And he said it with a straight face.
And
He's
he
like,
did do,
yes.
yeah. And he's got his little head bob, and he's like, There's no hiding it.
Okay.
He was wonderful. He was awesome. The Undertaker's original manager from the Masked Punisher days, back in his early days in Texas wrestling.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah.
You know, he was also like, oh god, who else did he help manage back in the day? Kamala. He won the Kamala back in the day as well.
And actually, just a little side note on it, once he was like retired, and obviously, you know, Kamala, you know, no disrespect, you know, when he had his legs, they did a little indie scene.
That's right.
And Paul Bearer still managed Kamala.
Yeah, as Percival Pringle.
As Percival, that's right.
And after the matches, Kamala would sing.
Yeah, that's right.
He would sing. He would sing. Transform from the to the.
Yeah, that's right.
And he sounds good as a singer. But
so all right. So what do you think? Underrated or overrated?
Underrated.
Underrated.
I think he's underappreciated.
Okay, I'd say the same thing. He was definitely underrated, and he was just one of the greatest managers out there. He just wasn't really. I don't think he was really recognized for the work that he's really done. You know, I mean, granted, when he did the Paul Bearer gimmick in the beginning, he looked ridiculous, but. You know, I mean, he did. I mean, come on. But at the same time, it's like as time went on, it just grew onto you. You know, and I don't think he really got recognized for that as being, you know, somebody that really knew how to tell a story as being a manager. So I'd say underrated. So Rick.
Well, I'm gonna have to say he was underrated. I mean, Paul Bearer to me was the man, and I feel like he could have done more than just The Undertaker and Kane. I think he could have went to other guys. I mean, you had like Papa Shango and stuff like that back then, and I feel like he would have taken anybody and would have lifted them to the top like he did with Undertaker and Kane.
Now, do you guys think, and you know, speaking of Paul Bearer, when he first managed The Undertaker, okay, it was a long stretch before The Undertaker was actually recognized as a threat. Now, do you think that's because of Paul Bearer or just the way they were used as a team together?
I think it was just how they were used together.
Really?
Yeah.
What about you, Rick? But you know what I'm saying, though? I mean, it took a long time for them to recognize The Undertaker as a threat.
Well, because he started out with Brother Love, and then he went with he started with Ted DiBiase, then went to Brother Love, and then transferred to Paul Bearer. He was just tossed around so much so quick.
And what was you going to say, Rick?
I think that was more on Vince. I don't think it was really Paul Bearer and Undertaker. I think it was more on a Vince thing where he just wanted him to be this slow kind of guy, and you weren't really like, oh, he's gonna get me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was more a Vince thing than it was a Paul Bearer Undertaker thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're both right. I didn't see it that way, and I totally forgot about how the $1 Billion Man was his first, and then what's his the
Brother Love.
Brother Love. I totally forgot about that. But even still, though, even when Paul Bearer came out as his official manager, there was still a big gap in between to where The Undertaker was, all of a sudden established as a threat to anybody that he wrestled. So that, I don't know, that was just my feeling about it.
And I think one thing that also helped The Undertaker was Bobby Heenan on commentary.
Yeah,
that is true.
That is true. Yeah. You put all that together, and so. It is what it is, but those are good. Those are great. It was really hard, man. That was really hard.
That was good.
It was good, but it was really hard because they were all the same. So we had some good picks. So speaking of good picks, if anybody out there on the show that's listening to the show, make sure you check us out on Facebook. Okay, we're on Facebook. We really are. It's Wrestling POV Podcast on Facebook. We're also on Twitter at Wrestling POV. We're also, you can listen to the show for free on iTunes, okay? And we're also on Instagram now, right? What's the account for Instagram, Rick?
The account for Instagram is at Wrestling POV 1. The number 1.
The number 1. There you go. So, there's ways to listen to the show. There's ways to get a hold of us. So, if you guys feel that there's a manager that we missed that should have been on the list for the overrated, underrated segment, hit us up on there. So, we're going to go on commercial. Then when we come back, we're going to go over what happened on Raw. All right? Everybody stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
Cavalry Contracting is locally owned family business that takes pride in working on a higher standard, specializing in kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Check us out before you plan your next home or office project. For more information about our services, log on to calvaryservice.com. You can also like us on Facebook at Calvary Contracting. Give us a call at 518-669-6583. That's 518-669-6583. How can we serve you?
And we're back. Now, on to Raw notes. There was a lot that happened in Raw. I don't know. First of all, what did you guys think about Raw?
It was all right.
To me, Raw was just the same it's been every week. It's just getting harder and harder to watch. And it's just, to me, it's just, I wish we could pick it up a little bit. You know?
No, you're right. Especially because WrestleMania.
Yeah, your biggest thing ever is coming.
They got one more Raw and one more SmackDown to tell a good story.
They got to deliver
WrestleMania.
something good.
Right now, I'm thinking that they were going to start putting things together, and they kind of did, but I don't know. We'll see. Well, let me run down what happened on Raw. So in the beginning segment, Steph comes out. She cuts a really short promo stating about Triple H is not there and this and that, and then Reigns come out, not through the crowd, if you guys noticed.
Yes.
So I guess they are apparently stopping him from going through the crowd.
All right.
And he tells Steph, not again, his promos ain't the greatest, but it was kind of short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, him grabbing the mic and like shushing her and then doing the duck face lips. I'm like, and like telling her, now I'm the authority.
That I'm the After he blocked the slap.
Yeah, and that was a bad block, by the way. She got his face anyway.
Did she?
And, yeah, she got. I think she got a fingertip on him.
Fingernail.
But to say now I'm the authority, bro, you have no authority. You can say that.
You know what? You're right. I don't get why he said that. You know, it's not like he's gonna run the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It was just very, very. It was an odd segment nonetheless. So after he made the comment about saying that he's the authority now, they cut into commercial. But later on, as Steph was leaving the show, she's walking like in the garage area, and then she gets, then all of a sudden Triple H comes out the car. She gets in, he gets in, the garage door starts to open, and there's Roman Reigns standing there. Okay?
Okay.
So as soon as the garage door opens more, now, obviously, they see him blocking the way. How come they didn't have enough? What happened was Roman started running up towards the car, obviously to attack Triple H. How come they just didn't lock the door?
I was thinking the same thing.
They had so much time. How come they just couldn't have gone click, click? You know what I'm saying? No, not today, Roman. You're not coming in the car today.
What would have been nice was Superman punched through the window.
That would have been epic.
That would have been, but I just was just so curious to know, dude, how come you just didn't lock the door? But anyway, Roman ended up opening up the car, and he started beating up on Triple H, and then Triple H got one shot at him. He got in the car, and they broke out, and that was the end of their night.
But why not, I don't know, maybe this is old school, Attitude Era. Why not Roman Reigns jump into the car and drive off with Stephanie?
Nice. I like it.
Would have been funny, yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, they could have done a lot more with that segment. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's just that, I'm sorry, come on. We're not back in the days where you had to reach out and close the door or roll up the windows manually and stuff like that. Everything is pretty much automatic with a push of a button. They could have easily went click, click, and then that's it. Driver guy, he ain't gonna do nothing. So, I mean, nothing much was told after that. I mean, what happened at SmackDown?
On SmackDown, the Dudleys were backstage talking crap about the Usos and their family, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
So Reigns interrupts and says, "This is Boston, dog. I want to fight." So
Did he get booed?
Nah, he got booed a lot. Yeah, it wasn't too good for him. So Reigns ends up fighting Bubba, ends in a double count out, and Reigns slammed Bubba's head on the table. I think that's his new go-to move, slamming people's head on the table.
Like what Triple H did to him?
Yeah, he's been doing that now.
Okay.
Then Devon gets involved. He lays out Devon, and then he spears Bubba, and that ends his night. So.
Now, was this towards the end of the show, or?
This was towards the. Let me see. It was towards the beginning, like in the middle of the show. It wasn't the ending.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there's the extent of that, but like I said, they still got one more Raw and one more SmackDown. So, all right. So then next after that, it was AJ versus Kevin Owens. Let me tell you something. Kevin Owens did a very impressive freaking frog splash. Did you see that?
Oh
That was nice.
Yes,
Dude.
yes.
What the hell was that? I didn't expect that from him. But then again, that match was exactly what I expected. Awesome. That was it. You know, I really wish that was at WrestleMania, but you know, we can't get everything we want. So
we got a torture rack powerbomb from AJ, which was
yes. So you know, what ended up happening was Kevin Owens ended up winning. Now Jericho interfered, didn't he?
Yeah,
Not interfered. He just came out.
Distracted, I believe.
And he jumped up on the apron, and AJ let go of the calf crusher and got rolled up. Now, can I just say I'm sick of these roll-up wins? Like, haven't you noticed it's been a lot lately?
As a schoolboy.
The schoolboy, yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I forgot I'm talking to a wrestler right there. The schoolboy, it's enough is enough. I mean, it's happening every week, at least once or twice a week.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that was. Now, wait, did Kevin Owens grab the trunks too, or no?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Okay. Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was. He ended up winning either way, and Jericho ended up leaving, right? Or did he stick around?
He stuck around.
Did he stick around? All right. So, but anyways, after that, Kevin Owens gets on the mic. He's cutting another promo and about the IC belt that it's Kevin Owen. What does he call it?
KO Mania.
KO Mania. And then Dolph Ziggler comes out. And then The Miz comes out. Then Sami Zayn comes out. And they're all like wanting a shot and this and that. And Kevin Owens made a comment saying, you know what, you guys are going to have to wrestle for it. So you guys will fight. And, you know, whoever wins will face me at Mania and this and that. So then they segue into the, you know, later on, they show Kevin Owens talking with Stephanie. And he's basically telling Stephanie while she's on the phone with Triple H that, you know, to basically that's what he wants and this and that. And Stephanie agreed. So later on the show, it's supposed to be The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, and
Sami
Zayn in the three-way to see who will fight Kevin Owens. So later on in the show, Kevin Owens comes out, cuts another promo, grabs the mic, and he goes, okay, I'm going to introduce you guys to the three that are fighting to face me at Mania. So the first one he calls is Sin Cara. Then he calls Stardust. And then he calls
Zack
Ryder. So them guys are duking it out, and I'm just sitting there like, you know, what is wrong, Kevin Owens?
Zack Ryder. Come on, it's Zack Ryder.
Jesus Christ, Zack Ryder out of all people. So, you know, they end up wrestling.
Hey.
The match was boring. What?
Woo, woo, woo.
I was waiting for it.
So, you know, it wasn't. I could have done without that part of it, but it ended up being part of the plan leading towards WrestleMania because then Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and The Miz came out again, and then all of a sudden it was a no contest, right? They called it. Nobody won.
They threw it out.
They threw it out. So they all ended up beating up on Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens potted out of there and went to the back, complaining to Steph again. And Steph said, "You know what? Being that you know you were saying that that he's the champ or something like that, that now he's going to face all 6 of them at Mania for the IC belt."
Okay.
And being that he said that Steph quoted Kevin Owens saying about a ladder, or it's a ladder move. I don't know what it was, but
Climbing to the top.
Yeah, climbing to the top, and that now she's making it a ladder match too. So it's a 7-way for the IC belt at WrestleMania, a ladder match. So now that's etched in stone. Zack Ryder finally made a freaking WrestleMania.
I'm already picking it right now. Zack Ryder all the way. 100%.
Really, Zack Ryder. Dude. Now let me ask you guys something. Do you feel that Sami Zayn is losing his
appeal?
Yeah. He's not really been getting a big pop lately.
No, not yet.
Absolutely. I mean, because if you're a casual fan, again, you don't know who Sami Zayn is, and it's just like he's not doing much in his matches. It's boring.
But he got a big pop when he first came back.
Yeah, but he hasn't done much in his matches that he's been involved in.
Was he on SmackDown?
He was on SmackDown.
What happened then?
Him and Dolph Ziggler teamed up against Miz and Kevin Owens. It's a slow-paced match. I wasn't really into it. Kevin Owens tries to leave again. He's interrupted by Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, and Stardust. And the Miz attacked Kevin Owens, throws him back in the ring, hits him with the Skull Crusher finale, and then Miz got hit with a hell of a kick from Sami Zayn, and everybody attacks each other, starts hitting their finishers, and Kevin Owens was the last man standing until Zack Ryder hits the Rough Rider and is left standing tall 1 week away from WrestleMania.
Serious?
That's what I'm talking about.
Really? That really happened?
Yes, it happened.
Oh my God.
But you know, I'm glad that they have Sin Cara, Stardust, and Zack Ryder, because you know what? I want to see new faces. I want to see these guys that I know could put on a good show, and they did that. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it is different, but come on, man, Zack Ryder.
I'm telling you, I'm picking him right now. Stupid machine.
All right, so now after that whole debacle ended, then Dean, they showed Dean's promo, and who's with him? Terry Funk.
Terry Funk.
And Terry Funk gives him his chainsaw from Chainsaw Charlie.
Oh, couldn't give him the pantyhose mask either?
No, apparently not. So then Dean continued he turned on the chainsaw and he was just cutting up a table. Don't know why, but he felt like he needed to.
Maybe he just heard the Lumberjack song come through.
I don't know. He felt like he needed to turn it on, and he did. And he just ended up cutting up a table. So then after that, League of Nations comes out, and they start to cut a promo. But then New Day cut them short. Way too long a promo again.
Oh, man. They called League of Nations trash 3 times. That promo was trash.
That's exactly right. It was. And my God, it was just way too long. The match was good, though. It was Big E versus Rusev, which ended up being the winner was Big E. But it was just dragged out way too long. Way too long for them. And I'm guaranteeing it at Mania, it's only going to be a mid-card match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why are they trying to hype this up to make it seem like it's a main event type match? It's not. To me, it's not. I don't see it like that.
I mean, I think it's going to be a good match. I think it can be as good as it's hyped. But do you think Big E should be doing spears through the ropes on Sheamus like a week away from WrestleMania?
Yeah,
he landed on his head, man.
No, they shouldn't have. But then again, look what happened at the end of Raw in the dark match. Luke Harper ended up getting hurt. I don't know. I mean, because they still doing house shows before Mania.
Yeah,
what's the difference? True. I mean, it's they I don't know. They're gonna have to start reevaluating things getting closer to Mania. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, especially now, and going back to Sami Zayn. He's got that fight against Nakamura on Friday night, and then he's gonna have a day's rest pretty much, and then he's right back out there again on Mania, and he's going to give it everything, I mean, NXT, it's a pay-per-view that Friday, technically. And it's, the day before WrestleMania or 2 days before WrestleMania. And, he's going to go all out. He's going to go all out, and he's going to go all out again on at WrestleMania. So, they're going to have to reevaluate how things are leading into WrestleMania. So, but granted, injuries happen.
Yes,
injuries do happen, regardless of what you're doing, and they still have to do a show, leading up to WrestleMania. So
on SmackDown, Sheamus fought Kofi. It was actually a pretty good match. Kofi had some good moments.
Did they have a long drawn out freaking promo?
They did. It was kind of long. They did something in the beginning, but they had a good line. They said the League of Nations was the MJ of baseball.
Oh, Jesus.
That was
Michael Jordan of baseball. That's great.
But like Kofi hit a springboard moonsault over the ropes onto Sheamus outside the ring. That was pretty cool. Couple of distractions from the New Day, but Sheamus hit an epic road kick that took Kofi almost out of his boots.
Really?
And, he ended up getting the win. Sheamus. So
Sheamus did?
It was a pretty good match.
Okay. But have you noticed, too, ever since the New Day's been on like a babyface run, that Kofi's bumps has been really elaborate?
Yeah.
You notice that? Like, he's like...
Yeah, that's why I was scared with the babyface thing. Kofi as a babyface, it's not a pretty sight.
No, it's not. I mean, he oversells a little bit, but he does it very, very extreme. So, all right, so that's all that happened on SmackDown?
Yep, that's it.
All right, so then after that, it was Jericho versus Fandango. And you know why they did this match. You know why they did this match, right?
No, tell me why.
Well, because Fandango defeated Jericho at Mania.
Oh, yeah,
His first
but wait,
appearance.
it wasn't Fandango, it was
Fandango. I didn't say Fandango.
Fandango?
Give it a little southern twist, the Fandango.
That would have been more interesting.
So anyway, Jericho ended up winning, but before that, AJ came out towards the end of the match, kept repeating his own name. So it didn't work. Didn't really work. Because Jericho still ended up winning, and and at first I thought that Fandango was going to win, but he didn't. So nothing worked. You know what I'm saying?
But Fandango looked pretty good. He looked pretty good in that match.
He did, and you know what? That's the first time I've seen him in how long?
A long time.
Very long time.
I was thinking, what about this? What if they put Fandango and Tyler Breeze in a tag team?
That would be a good team.
Especially with the history with Summer Rae and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. And plus, they're both flamboyant, too.
Fawn Breeze. There
Fawn
you go.
Breeze.
I'm naming it right there. Fawn Breeze.
Breeze Dango.
Yes.
Breeze Dango.
Breeze Dango.
That good.
So, all right. So now, did anything happen on SmackDown with it?
So, speaking of Tyler Breeze, he ended up fighting AJ, and he got squashed.
Really?
He got squashed bad, yeah. So I guess AJ was upset, and he just had to take it all out on poor Tyler Breeze.
Man, they need to do something with Tyler Breeze. That poor guy. He worked so hard in NXT, to get called up, and then when he does, he gets squashed. He gets so squashed. I thought for sure he'd at least be in like the IC title picture. Mm-hmm. Now he's just a jobber.
Well, maybe he'll be one of the new cruiserweights.
He could.
It might be a good thing for him.
Yeah, it could. We'll see. We'll see if they put him in the tournament. If they do, I'll root for him. All right, now the next match, it was Charlotte versus Natty. It was just a typical match. Mm-hmm. To me, it was. I mean, Charlotte ended up winning, and that was it.
but Becky and Sasha were on commentary during that match, and it was so bad.
It was bad. That's yeah.
They didn't know what to say to each other.
No. And you can tell, like, between JBL and Michael Cole, they were trying to feed them what they should be saying, and they didn't. They didn't catch on. So, yeah, their little commentary, that was not on point at all. Yeah. So, all right, so then after that, it would ended up being Bubba Ray versus R-Truth.
Oh, wait, 1 second.
No, go ahead.
On SmackDown, Sasha fought Charlotte in a one-on-one match, and
really,
it was a pretty good match. And Sasha countered the figure 8 and won by a schoolboy.
That vicious schoolboy.
Not the roll up.
Becky was on commentary at the time, and she hit both women with the Bexplex. And afterwards, Sasha got up and hit a backstabber on Charlotte.
Nice.
That was pretty entertaining. That was a pretty good segment.
Nice. There. Good. Well, at least, they're still keeping up their feud going. So, at WrestleMania, the little vignette that they're going to show before the match is going to look pretty decent. So,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So now it was Bubba Ray versus R-Truth. You know, it was a decent match. It wasn't that great. It is what it was. And I knew that there was going to be an attack of some sort. So Bubba ended up winning. Then Devon came in. They started attacking R-Truth. Then Goldust came out. And then all of a sudden the Usos came out. So, I mean, they were advertised at Mania for it's going to be Usos versus the Dudleys. Now, do you think they're going to involve R-Truth and Goldust now?
Well, I did mention that last week that it might be the debut of Golden Truth
at WrestleMania, right?
So this, the way it happened, all played out and everything, it's a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
I think this is only me thinking. I'm thinking Golden Truth goes their separate ways, and R-Truth teams up with the Dudleys, and Goldust teams up with the Usos. I'm just thinking that.
You know, that's kind of funny, but I would watch that.
Yeah. Now, did anything happen on SmackDown with that or no?
So the Usos fought the Ascension, destroyed them, and they hit a splash on top of tables against the Ascension. So I'm thinking they're trying to get the tables involved in this match.
Which I think they will. I really do. Now, I noticed something about the Usos lately. They look like they're turning into a heel.
Which I wouldn't mind.
No, I wouldn't either.
I see that. I see it. I see what you're talking about. And I like the Wild Samoans. Man, do it, man.
Yes.
Do it.
They can be like them.
Yes.
A younger version of the Wild Samoans.
Easy way to bring Rikishi back, too, in the alpha position.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. Wow.
But no bleach blonde hair.
No bleach. No.
And don't worry.
He still sports his bleach blonde hair, though. He still does, yeah. So, all right. So then Vince comes out, and I'm just going to go straight to what he said. And it was short, sweet, that if The Undertaker loses, that it will be his last match.
Great stipulation. Great.
Really? You think so?
It gets me excited because now you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Because it was speculated this is going to be Undertaker's last Mania.
Right.
You want Shane to win to see what's going to happen. And the vignettes they were showing with Shane doing the MMA training and stuff like that. I got goosebumps. I'm sorry. I got excited.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. It just, to me, looks like they're digging deep to make this match desirable, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the comment that Sting made about, he wants to fight Undertaker at a WrestleMania. There's a lot of things that could happen that, like if Shane does end up winning, he can easily reinstate Undertaker. So that's why I don't know. It's just this match period. I just don't know. But that was just a short and sweet segment. So did anything happen on SmackDown about it too or no?
No.
Really?
Nothing.
They didn't even touch up on it?
Not at all.
Wow. All right, so I guess
they showed that they're gonna fight at Mania, but that was about it.
That was it. Nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then the main event, it was Dean versus Braun Strowman. You can tell Dean carried this match. You know what I'm saying? You can tell Dean was the one calling everything in this match. It ended up in the DQ. Because Dean used the chair on Braun Strowman. Then he nailed Strowman with the Dirty Deeds on a chair. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, this is boring chance. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Paul Heyman on commentary just saying, I'm just the advocate.
Yeah.
Dean went over to him. Yo, play Brock's music. Let Ambrose get a little scared of something. But Ambrose is supposed to be so crazy, and he's not afraid of anything. So I'm just like,
it's what I was been saying the past couple weeks. That about they're making him look all crazy, but he's got to have a little bit of fear, man. I'm sorry, you're not that much of a badass, especially against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So now that wraps up Raw.
Wait, one second.
Go ahead.
On SmackDown, Lesnar had the main event promo. Main event promo. You believe that?
Brock did?
Brock and Paul Heyman. Another Heyman rant. And the Wyatts interrupted. And minus Luke Harper, by the way.
Yeah.
Stupid idiots. And Ambrose's music hits. He comes running out. Brock hits Eric Rowan with a suplex. Ambrose hits Bray Wyatt with a kendo stick. Then Brock hits Strowman with a suplex. Then Lesnar gets attacked by Ambrose with the kendo stick. And then Lesnar clotheslines Ambrose and hits him with an F5. to end the show.
Nice. Good. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Now, do you think they're gonna really have him out there again this Monday and for SmackDown?
You have to. You have to have him on one of them.
Yeah.
I want him to fight on Raw. Have him beat a tag team. Let him fight the Ascension. Let him destroy them. Like, we gotta see the animosity and the anger in Brock.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I don't want to just see it pay-per-views. Give me a match that shows him breaking people through tables and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, all right, well, with all that being wrapped up, and so we're going to do what's called the final bell. We're going to go right into, we're going to nix that. That means it's Rick's Joke of the Week. Rick, take it away with your wrestling joke of the week.
Welcome, Rick Serrano's Wrestling Joke of the Week. Today's joke is, if Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are trapped on a sinking ship, who will be saved?
No idea.
The pro wrestling industry.
The pro wrestling.
Jesus. It's true, though. Good one.
Very good one. Nice.
Now, if you have a wrestling joke that you would like told, send it in to our Facebook page, Wrestling POV Podcast, or at Twitter at Wrestling POV, or now on our Instagram at Wrestling POV1, using the hashtag POV Jokes.
There you go. Very good. That was good. All right, so now... Okay, now the final bell, we're going to do a quick Mania predictions of what we know so far. I don't know, which one you guys want to start off with first?
Let's go ladder match.
Okay, ladder match. All right, I see title match. I see, with everything being, what it is, I have to go with Kevin Owens right now. I think Kevin Owens is going to win it, so that's my pick.
I'm going to have to say, I think Dolph Ziggler or The Miz, and I think Sami Zayn is going to cost Kevin Owens the match, and that's going to lead to their feud after this Mania.
Sami Zayn's going to cost who the match?
Kevin Owens the match. He'll knock him off the ladder, and then Miz or Ziggler is going to take the title.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, what do you think, Ron?
Logically, Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, Zack Ryder.
That's going to be your pick, is Zack Ryder?
It's either Owens or Ryder.
All right. Well, all right, so we're going to jump all over the place. The Divas match. Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky. I'm going to go with Charlotte on this one. I think she's going to win it, with everything being said. So
that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go with Sasha Banks. I want to see the boss.
All right. Ron, who do you think?
I'm going with Charlotte.
Charlotte?
As much as I love Becky in this one.
Nice.
I'm going to go with Charlotte.
Yeah, I think, with everything, especially the role that she's been on now, you have to give it to Charlotte. You really do.
She needs a little more time with it.
A little bit, yeah. As a heel.
Yeah.
As a heel. So, all right, now Shane and Undertaker. My prediction, from what I've been saying, I still stay true to that. I think one of those scenarios is going to happen. I really do, especially with the whole brand split. So I'm going to have to go with my prediction from the last week. Yeah, it's going to have to be Shane.
I'm going with Shane, and I think he's going to get help from Sting.
From Sting, really?
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
All right, what about you, Ron?
I'm also going with Shane.
Shane?
And I like it. I like your idea with Sting coming out, but I think it's going to be more than Sting.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
I'm thinking an idea. They have some of Undertaker's past opponents.
Yes.
Like at least not a lot of them. Maybe 1, 2, 3 at the most.
Yeah.
Besides having Sting being the final guy to come out.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Put the nail in the coffin.
I'm not thinking like anybody like Snuka. I mean, given
well,
what?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know why Snuka wouldn't be there, but I mean, like Jake the Snake could come out, or you get where I'm going.
Yeah.
That'd be a great idea, but
that would. I can see that happening, and Sting being the final one. Yeah, it could happen.
Setting up WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, it could happen. Now, we really going to talk about New Day and League of Nations?
There's only one thing I don't want to talk about when it comes to New Day.
I guess but if it's true that the belts is not going to be on the line, why bother with this match? That's how I'm looking at it.
Pre-show.
I mean, it could be a pre-show.
That's what
if it's not, if the titles ain't going to be on the line, yeah, put it as a pre-show then.
Yeah, I don't even want to see the match.
I don't either.
If the titles are not on the line, then I don't even care. So
Yeah.
my answer is I don't care.
Yeah, that's my answer too.
Well, I'm not going to say I don't care, but I mean, it's a whatever.
All right, so now let's just go straight to the main event. Right now, it's Triple H versus Roman Reigns. I'm going to go with what I said before too, with my other prediction, and I think Roman's going to turn. And I think I see it as a double turn. I really do, with Steph interfering.
I mean, you're right. I think I love your prediction. I think that's so great. It's not going to happen because it's so good. It's not going to happen. So
but it's not predictable though.
It's not. But that's the WWE for you.
True.
They go with the predictable. So yeah, Roman Reigns celebrates confetti. Blah blah blah.
Oh, so you go with Roman Reigns without a double turn?
Yeah, just Roman Reigns wins it.
Okay.
I'm going with Triple H.
Wow.
I don't see Triple H holding the belt, but really?
I'm going with it. It's just I don't know. I just got a feeling I don't mind being the odd one out here.
Right. All right. So, well, I mean, like I said, I said it a dozen times already. They got one more Raw. They got one more SmackDown to finalize everything. And I think for next week's show, we'll have the whole card lined up for WrestleMania.
Oh, Mr. Tony!
And, oh, my God. Look at that.
Oh, God. There's my boy Miguel. How you doing, Burrow?
I am so good. Oh, my goodness. Yesterday, I was at Madison Square Garden.
You was?
We were at the live show. Me and Mr. Rick. Yeah, I was there.
Really? How did that go?
It was so good. We were interviewing the WWE Universe, and we saw some superstars, too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Now, did you get an interview with them?
I got a lot of interviews with a lot of people, and I even got close. Can I tell him, Mr. Rick? Well, we want to save it to hype it up. No, please, let me tell him. Please, can I tell him? Go ahead, Miguel. I even got close to Becky Lynch.
Really?
Yes. You can check it out on my new show on YouTube on the Wrestling POV page. It's called Cole Street Corner.
I told you it was good, man.
You know what? I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out. And
it's actually pretty good, Tony.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now, how's he been as your new roommate?
Yeah. Let's hear the dirt on that.
It's been entertaining, let us say. As you can tell from the videos on our Facebook page at Wrestling POV Podcast, he's been around a lot. I'm glad he didn't show the bathroom video. I had him delete that one.
Oh, good.
I really don't want to know.
All right, so you know what? I know what we're gonna give you and then it's a review basically after WrestleMania. I know that there's gonna be a Raw show in Brooklyn, right?
Yes, there is.
All right, Miguel, I'm gonna send you out there and get me some more interviews. How about that?
Okay, yes, I will do that. And you know what? We are getting a lot of publicity on our Instagram account at
Really?
Wrestling POV1.
Nice.
A lot of people have been joining, and a lot of people love me. They love me, Tony. They love me.
All right, like I said, you go there.
I think Tony's starting to like him here.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens on Monday.
I gotta put this out there. How many of us, out of all four of us, who got closest to Becky Lynch?
That's true.
Hey, back off, buddy. Hey, Miguel.
That's true.
You better take it easy, bud.
That's true. That is true.
Mr. Ron, she's taken by me.
Oh!
Wow, look at him. He gives the thumbs up. All right, so Miguel, don't forget, you're going to have to go down to Brooklyn and get me some more interviews, and go ahead and post them up. I'll review them myself, and after WrestleMania, we'll make a decision on whether to keep you or not. How about that?
Yes, and if you listeners out there want to meet me at the Barclays Center, I'll be there, and we can have some interviews. I hope to see you.
There you go. So if you couldn't hear what he said, he basically said to go down there to see Miguel Cole. And, of course, Rick Serrano III will be with him just to make sure he's doing the job right. And he's going to get some interviews. So don't be shy. Go ahead and approach the guys, and they'll give you a quick interview. Sounds good?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that wraps up this show. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with
The Weasel Rondos.
and the third wheel.
Rick Serrano Foot firm.
And a hopefully new employee.
Miguel Cole.
They-
Adios.
Love these hair grease. We'll see you next week.